Okay, let's have a word about the syllabus. I have one right here. You can print out your very own from the course website. You'll find a link to that on Canvas. All of your work is going to be submitted on Canvas, so please read this, read it carefully. If you have questions of a philosophical nature about the course or any of our materials, which I hope you will have plenty of, good place to address those questions is on our class discussion forum. Right? So be an active member of that, please. Okay? If you have other questions that pertain to this class, but they are not of a philosophical nature, then there's a very good chance that you will find the answer on the syllabus. So consult that carefully. Let me point out a few things. Okay? Reading is very important. You have, for each of your reading selections that are assigned, you will find on the syllabus a number of questions. Okay, these are things to think about, things that might inspire you. You should have them, and you should look at those questions before you read, and have them in mind as you read. Okay? You may come up with further questions of your own. You want to interrogate the text. The text for you is a vehicle for philosophical inquiry. It is not material to be memorized, packed into your head as you would stuff fish into a can, something like that. It's something to treat it as a living being, something to ask questions of, elicit answers from, right? Your texts will not be jumping up and talking to you, but if you look at them in the right way, you'll find that they talk to you in a way. So use those questions. These questions are also important for the position paper that is one of your assignments each week. You'll be writing each week one argument analysis and one position paper. The argument analysis is in the assignment. Okay, sometimes there may be one topic that's assigned, sometimes you may have a choice of topics. In each case, the argument analysis asks you to look very carefully at one of the texts and to interpret it, to lay out an argument that is being made in that text. Read carefully the assignment and the format for writing that argument analysis. It is in all cases a short paper, just one page. Okay? Same thing with the position paper. Read carefully the format for that. The position paper, again, should be something that you could do each week in one page, but you should do it attentively and carefully. Pay attention to the instructions. Okay? And the position paper, for each of the position papers, you are to select one of those questions pertaining to the readings that you find on the syllabus there. Select one of those. Use that as a starting point for your position paper. Your position paper should always have a thesis, something that you want to argue for. Okay? Now you could think of that thesis as being your answer to that question. You want that answer to be as specific as possible, something specific. Okay? That's not just ever going to be a yes, I agree with this, or no, I don't agree with it. You want it to be something specific. Your paper should show that you have read, engaged with, and thought about the text. Okay? The important aspect of the position paper always is not that you take any particular position. That's not the issue. It's how you do that. Okay? And you must do it in a way that shows that you have come to some understanding of the text. Okay? So the argument analysis is always going to be due on a Tuesday of every week. The position paper is going to be due on a Thursday of every week. Okay? These are submitted through Canvas. Okay? For both of these two, you will be writing a comment on one of your colleagues' papers. Okay? This is going to be assigned to you by Canvas. The comment for the argument analysis is due Wednesday of every week. The comment for the position paper is due Thursday of every week. Okay, so make sure you don't miss those. There will be a brief multiple choice quiz on Canvas every week. That's going to be Friday of every week. Okay, so make sure you don't miss that. Right? That will just be a brief quiz on the readings. Okay, on your readings. Okay? The quizzes and the tests are open book in the sense that you may make use of any of your assigned texts. Okay. But you may not make use of anything outside of your assigned texts, okay? Just the assigned texts, the assigned readings, right? Make sure that you, so the quizzes, there will be a midterm after the second week, final at the conclusion. You'll have a chance to express yourself a little bit more on those. The quizzes will all be multiple choice. Argument analysis on Tuesday, do Tuesdays, comment, do Wednesdays, position paper, do Thursdays, comment, do Fridays. Also, at least 2 contributions to discussion forum. Contributions to the discussion forum can take many forms. You can use the questions again on the syllabus as an inspiration and starting point for contributions to the discussion forum. You can bounce off of what somebody else says. You can raise your own questions. 2 contributions per week minimum. Those have to be on different days. Okay, so it doesn't count for much if you hastily stuff into the discussion forum 2 brief comments Friday at midnight. Okay, it has to be on 2 different days. Okay? Thoughtfulness and engagement will account for more than anything else here. Remember too that the due dates are due dates, okay? They are not suggestions. So be sure that you get your work in on time, okay? This is vital to your own survival in the class, and it is vital to the interests of your fellow students in the class as well. If you do not submit your papers in on time, there isn't going to be a paper there for somebody else to comment on. Okay, so that's that. Okay, all of your questions that are not philosophical questions, okay, before you ask anyone else, go back to your syllabus, look at the syllabus. Okay? One further reminder about the syllabus and the materials for the class. On the class website, you will also find a key to comments. Okay? These are abbreviations that I may use when I review and evaluate your papers. Okay? So if you want to know what one of the abbreviations means, you look back to the key to the comments. My explanation of those abbreviations also contains more information than just a translation of the abbreviations. Some of these are philosophically related points too. So I do recommend that you look over and read and review the key to comments before you write your papers. That will be very useful to you in writing your papers. Okay? So philosophical questions to the discussion board, and of course you may email me at any time too as well. Non-philosophical questions, first look on the syllabus.